Staying in character is the golden rule in pro wrestling, but every now and then, real life takes over. Whether it's a tragic accident, an emotional farewell, or just a moment that hits too hard, sometimes the act has to stop. And then there's the other side. When things get so awkward, so unexpected, or just plain ridiculous that even the toughest superstars can't keep a straight face. First, we'll look at the serious moments that broke the illusion, then the hilarious slip-ups that made everyone laugh, including the wrestlers themselves. This is wrestlers breaking character, from the real to the ridiculous. Just 8 days after defending his title at WrestleMania 27, Edge walked into Raw and did something nobody expected. There was no heel turn, no swerve, no storyline. He just spoke the truth. Edge stood in the ring, said his spine was getting worse, and that if he took one more bump, he could end up paralyzed. You could hear a pin drop. The crowd wasn't watching a promo, they were witnessing a goodbye. Edge thanked the fans, broke the illusion, and told them flat out.
A lot of people think that the WWE doesn't hurt, that what we do, maybe it's done with smoke and mirrors, and I wish that were true. But anybody in that locker room, anybody who has ever stepped foot in here, laced up a pair of boots, they know that's not the case.
That was Edge pulling back the curtain, letting fans know that behind the lights, the fame, and the championships, there's pain, real sacrifice, and consequences no camera can fully show. Chris Jericho is one of the most respected veterans in wrestling, a guy who always delivers in the ring. So when he suddenly shoved a referee and got himself disqualified in a match against Neville on Raw, fans were stunned. It seemed completely out of character until the truth came out. Jericho wasn't angry. He was trying to end the match as fast as possible. Neville had suffered a serious injury mid-match, and Jericho, realizing something was wrong, took control of the situation.
Oh, wow. No need for that. Oh, the official had no choice. Yeah. This whole AJ Styles thing, now that he's shoving officials, you can't do that.
By forcing a disqualification, Jericho made sure Neville got medical attention immediately, proving that in WWE, sometimes winning doesn't matter. Protecting your opponent does. On September 10th, 2012, during Raw, something horrifying happened at the commentary table. Jerry the King Lawler suddenly collapsed mid-broadcast, suffering a legitimate heart attack while calling a match. The show immediately shifted focus away from commentary, and Lawler was rushed backstage for emergency treatment. Michael Cole, Lawler's longtime commentary partner, had no choice but to break character on live TV, explaining to the audience that Lawler was in serious condition.
Ladies and gentlemen, I do want to preface this by saying that this is not part of our entertainment tonight. This is a real-life situation. Earlier this evening, my broadcast colleague, Jerry the King Lawler, passed out while working here at ringside. He collapsed on the ground. He was stretchered to the back where he received CPR. This is an extremely serious situation, and Jerry, my friend, my prayers are with you.
Daniel Bryan was known for his underdog spirit, and no fan embodied that fighting spirit more than Connor the Crusher, a young boy battling a terminal illness. Bryan completely dropped his character to spend time with Connor, sharing laughs, making memories, and treating him like part of the WWE family. But the most unforgettable moment came when Triple H, WWE's top villain at the time, also broke character. In a heartwarming scene, Triple H let Connor pin him, allowing the young fan to have his own WWE moment. When Connor passed away, the entire WWE locker room honored him, proving that some things in wrestling are more real than the show itself. The Undertaker is known for never breaking character, but on the first Raw after WrestleMania 24, he made an exception for someone special, Ric Flair. The night before, Flair had his final WWE match against Shawn Michaels in an emotional showdown that ended with Michaels picking the win. On Raw, WWE aired a tribute to the Nature Boy, with superstars stepping onto the stage to give him one final ovation. Then in a rare moment, The Undertaker, still fully dressed in his Deadman gear, came out, removed his hat, and hugged Flair. For a character who had spent decades avoiding any signs of emotion, this was a huge deal. It showed just how much Flair meant to him, and for one night, even the dead man had to let the real Mark Calloway shine through.
My real name is Joe, and I've been living with leukemia for 11 years.
On October 22nd, 2018, Roman Reigns stepped into the ring to open Raw, but something felt different. There was no Shield entrance, no tough guy demeanor, just Roman, standing in normal clothes, looking serious. Then he dropped the bombshell. Reigns revealed that his leukemia had returned, and he would have to step away from WWE to battle the disease once again. The normally loud crowd fell completely silent, and in a matter of seconds, the boos that had followed Reigns for years turned into a standing ovation.
My real name is Joe, and I've been living with leukemia for 11 years. And unfortunately, it's back. And I'm gonna have to relinquish the Universal Championship.
After his speech, Reigns walked up the ramp where Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose met him, openly emotional as they embraced their brother. Randy Orton is known as the Viper, one of the most ruthless wrestlers in WWE history, but at Survivor Series 2016, he showed a rare moment of pure compassion. During the match, Shane McMahon took a brutal spear from Roman Reigns and was knocked out cold. His son, who was sitting ringside, was visibly shaken, watching his dad lay motionless in the ring. That's when Orton broke character completely. Instead of staying focused on the match, Orton walked over to the kid, put his hand on his shoulder, and reassured him that Shane was going to be okay. For a man who usually plays the coldest heel in WWE, this was a side of Orton that fans rarely, if ever, get to see. One of the darkest moments in wrestling history happened at Over the Edge 1999, when Owen Hart tragically lost his life due to a failed stunt. Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler, who were calling the event, had to deliver the most heartbreaking news imaginable to a stunned audience.
This is not a part of the entertainment here tonight. This is as real as real can be here. We're here to entertain and have fun, but this is neither.
No, it doesn't look good at all.
Usually Lawler played a flamboyant, over-the-top character, but that night, all of that was gone. He had just seen his friend suffer a fatal accident and there was no way to act normal. Jim Ross, always the ultimate professional, had to hold himself together as he informed the audience that Owen had passed away.
I have the unfortunate responsibility to let everyone know that Owen Hart has died. Owen Hart has tragically died from that accident here tonight.
One of the most infamous real-life moments in wrestling history happened at Survivor Series 1997. Bret Hart was leaving WWE for WCW and Vince McMahon wanted him to lose the title to Shawn Michaels before he left. Hart refused, wanting to drop it on his own terms, but WWE had other plans. Mid-match, Vince McMahon ordered the referee to ring the bell prematurely, making it look like Bret Hart had lost, even though he hadn't tapped out. What happened next was 100% real. Hart spit in Vince's face, wrecked production equipment, and later punched McMahon backstage, officially ending their working relationship for over a decade. Even fans who believed wrestling was scripted knew one thing that night: Bret Hart had just been robbed on live TV.
I reached around to grab Shawn's leg, and I could hear someone say, "Ring the bell." That's when I knew it was Vince McMahon. I finally realized that they screwed me. They really screwed me, the lousy bastards.
On June 25th, 2007, WWE had planned an entire episode of Raw around a fictional storyline where Vince McMahon had died. But before the show aired, the real world took a horrifying turn. Chris Benoit, his wife Nancy, and their son Daniel were found dead. WWE immediately scrapped all storylines and replaced Raw with a memorial show honoring Benoit. Vince McMahon himself appeared in an empty arena, breaking character to confirm the tragedy. Of course, as details emerged in the following days about what really happened, WWE quickly distanced itself from Benoit. But for one night, WWE wasn't about storylines, it was about real emotions.
Tonight's storyline was to have been the alleged demise of my character, Mr. McMahon. However, in reality, WWE superstar Chris Benoit, his wife Nancy, and their son Daniel are dead. Their bodies were discovered this afternoon in their new suburban Atlanta home.
For years, Bret Hart refused to set foot in a WWE ring again after the Montreal Screwjob, but in 2010, after 12 years of real-life tension, Hart finally returned to WWE and stood face-to-face with Shawn Michaels. Instead of keeping the rivalry alive, both men broke character and embraced, officially burying the hatchet in front of the world. It was one of the most genuine and emotional moments in WWE history.
We've had a great career. We both accomplished so many things. I think it's as good a time as any right here and now for you and me to take this opportunity in front of all these fans right here in Dayton and all around the world. And take this moment and say that we could be friends. So I offer my hand to you in friendship.
Becky Lynch had just reached the peak of her career, holding the Raw Women's Championship for over a year. But when she found out she was pregnant, everything changed. Instead of making it part of a storyline, Becky dropped her character completely, walked into the ring, and tearfully handed her championship to Asuka. It was a rare real-life moment in wrestling, and even Asuka, who was supposed to be an over-the-top character, broke down in tears. One of the most unexpected and painful character breaks happened live on Raw in 2002. Kevin Nash was in a 10-man tag match, making his big return, but as soon as he stepped into the ring, his quad tore instantly. The entire match had to freeze. Even Bubba Ray Dudley, who was on the opposite team, immediately broke character and rushed to check on Nash. No heat, no finish, just real concern in front of a live crowd. Nash was helped to the back and would be out for nearly a year. The show went on, but everyone in that ring knew this was real. We've seen the raw, the emotional, and the moments that reminded us these superstars are human. But now, let's flip the script, because sometimes breaking character isn't about pain or pressure. Sometimes it's just downright hilarious. From forgotten lines to uncontrollable laughter, here are the moments where WWE stars couldn't keep a straight face, even if they tried. Let's start with Randy Orton, a guy known for being ice cold and dead serious. But even the Viper has cracked. Back in 2014, during a segment with Batista and Stephanie McMahon, Orton was ringside when Steph slapped Batista right across the face. Orton couldn't help himself. He burst into laughter. The camera caught it. The crowd saw it. It was a rare, hilarious moment where Randy let the stoic act drop, and honestly, it made him feel more human. And trust me, that wasn't the only time he's broken. The Viper has a quiet history of letting the mask slip when the moment's too funny to resist.
A little too nice. Tozawa? You think you can trick me by being the nature boy?
Bobby Lashley is kissing Rusev's wife! Come on! Agility by Orton! Oh, no!
Always there, listening, looking, always...
Riddle! Shame that you're supposed to be the face of the WWE, but you act like an entirely different body part.
And Christian RKO from the Viper! RKO the table!
Your balls from Stephanie's purse. They're just so big, and it's such a burden.
Neil, oh my God! Turned inside out by Orton!
Dang, Randy! How many groups have you been in? I mean, come on.
6-year-old just gave me the finger. Classy. Very, very classy.
Booker T is another one who never needed a script to be entertaining. From his iconic "tell me he didn't just say that" reaction to Hulk Hogan, to his wild commentary next to Michael Cole, Booker was always teetering on the edge of comedy, and sometimes shoved other people right off it. Whether in promos or commentary, his charisma had a way of cracking people up, even when they were trying to stay serious.
Let's get the beast! Brock Lesnar, excuse me. The Brock defends against Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman, a parade of honeys in front of him. I don't know how his legs are feeling right now, but I know he's happy.
Booker, you're taking us off track. King Booker!
Just the Booker T, Booker T! I'm not your sucker.
Booker, you wish you had legs like that.
Sometimes I do.
I'm getting ready to play some bingo. So don't worry about a thing. I'm safe and sound.
Wow.
And then there's Stone Cold Steve Austin, the baddest rebel in wrestling history. But don't let the black trunks and middle fingers fool you. Stone Cold broke character all the time. Whether he was sneaking in jokes mid-promo or making Vince McMahon visibly lose it on camera, Austin's timing was sharp enough to make anyone on screen or backstage burst into laughter. He was the master of chaos, both scripted and unscripted.
It's old Stone Cold's fault.
Bought one of your t-shirts.
A big fan of Chris Jericho, are you?
No, I'm not a big fan. They ran out of toilet paper.
That's Danny.
What do you do for a living, Stacy?
I work for a Christian publishing company.
If there's one thing I can't stand.
I want to tell you.
What?
I want to just say.
What? You got a microphone in your hand, use it.
Way too soon. Trying to get away. But Austin stuns McMahon.
History repeats itself.
Dad's laughing after Vince McMahon taking the Stone Cold Stunner.
Some people claim that there's a Rocky to blame.
Who do you think he is, Dick Clark? What a message that Vince McMahon has just sent to the rattlesnake.
If I just put you over my knee, pull your little dress up, I gotta be careful. I don't want your balls to fall out.
He'll do it. He'll run him over. He's got no idea. Evolution better take heed.
What are you saying? WrestleMania 30, right here in the Silver Dome. Good to be back here at the Silver Dome.
And when it comes to breaking character, no faction had more caught in the act moments than the Bloodline. Yeah, Sami Zayn played a big role in that. The whole honorary Uce era was chaos. But it wasn't just him. There are actual clips of every single member of the Bloodline breaking character at some point. Jey Uso kept getting caught smirking during the Usi chants. Jimmy couldn't stop laughing mid-promo. Roman literally bit his lip to stay serious. Even Solo Sikoa, the coldest one of them all, finally cracked on live TV. That's when you knew this storyline wasn't just hot, it was real.
Dream right now. Every part of Sheamus's body has to be taking such a toll over the past couple of months.
I got my dog, I'm right here.
You brought up the Nightmare Factory earlier, Cody.
Yes, sir.
There
are parts of him jiggling that nobody should ever see right now. This is borderline inappropriate.
SUV, the cameras continued rolling during the break.
A little dance, he can't.
What's the dance you do? I'm in his head doing the dance, yeah, right.
Biggest two of them all, my dog. And that is how you are gonna end up as a number 2 stain.
About to go to dinner. Yeah, Waffle House. Hey, boys. You right? They love Waffle House.
I'd be doing the handshake and the dance, and I'd be making you guys laugh, making you laugh even when you try not to.
Ding! Ding! You know what I mean? There it is! How do you...
Very Uzi. Yeah. Big, I'll tell you all about it later.
Okay?
All right.
The Rock is one of the most charismatic wrestlers of all time, and when he's on the mic, it's hard for anyone to keep a straight face. His sharp insults, funny comebacks, and wild energy made it almost impossible for other wrestlers not to laugh. Guys like Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, and even referees were caught breaking character just from how unpredictable The Rock could be. When he was in the ring, someone was going to break. Guaranteed.
Your arms are way too damn big. Look at this thing. You're cooking smells like 100% grade A, money back guarantee, one big bucket of Canadian moose piss. The Rock
Must be puberty.
is 90.
You bet your ass I'm.
It doesn't matter if you're ready. Still a bad guy. You say everything, okay? Get the biggest jelly donut you can find.
Oh, no.
Tonight, The Rock has come back to Milwaukee.
Well, The Rock.
It doesn't matter how it makes you feel.
That was a good one. I gotta give him credit.
I am the game. people's elbow on this piece of
Shane, your role, know it. Triple H, your mouth, shut it. Vince, your llama's anus, lick it. Stephanie, your dirty panties, wear it.
They come back to the Superdome.
Yeah, let's get a Superdome.
John Cena, the face of WWE for over a decade, also had his fair share of character breaks. As the Doctor of Thugonomics, Cena would drop hilarious punchlines that sometimes even made him break mid-rap, and in serious promos, his quick wit would catch his opponents off guard, forcing them to turn away, crack a smile, or just straight up laugh in his face. Cena knew what he was doing. He was sharp, fast, and sometimes too funny to handle.
Cannot put off my surgery any longer. Tonight I leave the WWE.
It's a running gag. Oh, the promo
Shut
kid,
your
and
mouth,
if you want to
John.
be the big dog, you're going to have to learn how to do it, so go ahead. Just another case of big things with small packages.
Hype man Slimy in the corner holding up the championship. You're gonna kick my ass at SummerSlam. First got here, everybody was excited, including me. Look at you.
I'm a god.
You and Sable fighting, that's good for my health. Something about you makes me keep in touch with myself.
Tonight, you want to get together?
But I said that in a set, like in the ring, man.
Talk about all those people like they are so much better than me.
Big mouth, John Cena. And there's nothing I would like more for Christmas than a chance to shine.
Then we've got Santino Marella, whose entire gimmick was basically designed to make people break. From his entrance to the Cobra to that thick Italian accent, Santino was a walking punchline. And yet, it worked. In a 2008 backstage segment with John Cena, Santino had Cena doubled over, trying so hard not to laugh that he had to walk off screen. That's when you know it's real.
A big mouth, John Cena. And there's nothing I would like more for Christmas than a chance to shot it.
Let's make this post-match celebration even bigger. Give me a break. What?
Any man who hides behind a mask is either incredibly ugly or is the Batman.
Let's see how many brain cells the animal Baptista has. 12!
That's not very many. I lost my title to William Regal. His knee to my head should have been illegal. You got served.
Look at me, huh? I'm a Baptista. I shoot the lasers from my arms like I'm 8 years old.
Dingo? Spontango. Sorry. Fandingo.
I'm the Donald. It can be called McDonald's. We're excluded from activities with the other kids because you're a ginger.
Of course, you can't talk about breaking character without mentioning the New Day. Kofi, Big E, and Xavier Woods brought cartoon-level energy to every promo, and it rubbed off on everyone around them. From outrageous cereal tosses to over-the-top backstage skits, they made it impossible to stay serious. Even their opponents, especially guys like the Usos, were caught covering their faces or turning away mid-match just to avoid cracking.
World Tag Team Champions!
They don't know about weenie do. When your gut hangs out more than your weenie do. Wow. Hey, even Steve's getting into it.
No, he's not. Oh no! Stop! McIntyre says, what the hell?
Look at that.
Absolutely nothing till your wife puts you on Total Divas. Oh my goodness. Look at Strowman go! I will never be able to unsee this. Oh, are you kidding? It's a new day! It's a new day! It is a new day! We're going to Bill Street! It's an incredible day! Hey, Randy! How many groups have you been in?
Chris Jericho is another guy who thrives in unscripted chaos, whether he's calling someone a stupid idiot or dragging the crowd into his nonsense with, "You just made the list." Jericho had the kind of timing that made even the toughest wrestlers break down. He made Kevin Owens lose it, he made the crowd laugh with him, not at him. And even when things got serious, Jericho could slip in a comment that left everyone scrambling to recover.
Man! Look at Barrett. We are! Nonetheless,
You want to see Chris Jericho drink a beer with Steve Austin say, do-wah-diddy-diddy-dum-diddy-do?
Never in a million years would have believed that would have happened, but it just did, so give me some beer.
Peros, I see, are the pedal idiots. Standing right here. Drink it in, man.
bring it in, man! Lock it in, man!
This woman right here is all natural. Maybe you ought to check it out.
I mean, we're dealing with the gore and the horror!
R-Truth is one of the funniest people to ever step into a wrestling ring, period. He doesn't even have to try. Whether he was mistaking ladders for title shots, making invisible friends, or accidentally entering Royal Rumbles he wasn't even in, Truth always found a way to make fans, and other wrestlers, completely lose it. Let's not forget, he even made Brock Lesnar break character. Not once, twice. If you can make Brock Lesnar laugh on live TV, you're on another level of comedy power.
You will go flying over that top rope, Paul Heyman.
Oh, Heyman? I'm not in the Royal.
Stand back, guys. Leave him alone. Please chill, dog. Chill. Breathe. I can't find him on Facebook.
Apologize to me for what?
Kicking you out of Judgment Day. Tom and Nick was in my head. Bro, we did you dirty. You accept my apology? Cocktail sauce is used for shrimp. Just one dash.
Why did I come on here? Are we gonna, look, come on.
What the truth is gonna do in Money in the Bank. You're not even in the match. This is on me. Kane, my bad.
Reminds me of Sesame
He's about
Street.
to lose the match. 5. We got to do something. 6.
Oh no, Truth knocked himself out. That was smart.
The fried fish they had was pretty good. I mean, if I may add. You probably didn't put no tartar sauce on it.
Used to be cool, man. What's...
Houston is a rooster from Brewster. You don't know nothing about cool.
What are we doing
Did
here?
you not build the SmackDown house?
It's the house that AJ Styles built, but it doesn't mean I actually built it by hand today without AJ Styles is what I'm trying to say. That's what I said when I
So you didn't build it? Dog, I'm going to ask you for a card or something.
Oh.
But I see right through you, Tommaso Ciampa. Hey, I even got t-shirts made for my boys Tom and Nick Mysterio. When you said you didn't like me, I saw it in your eyes.
Goldust, with his bizarre, over-the-top androgynous persona, also had a habit of breaking people with pure weirdness. The way he'd lean into opponents, lick his lips, or whisper something creepy during promos. Wrestlers would lose it. You could see them try to turn away, stay serious, and completely fail. That was the whole point of Goldust. Make them uncomfortable, make them laugh, make them break.
Cornbread, damn it, cornbread! JR, what is wrong with him?
It's me, the undercover brother.
Cock, cock, cock! Yeah, cockles of your heart, you are worried. Yeah.
Howdy there, NWO. I'm the coach. Big Kevin.
World title, and you will.
Dressed like that, he looked like some kind of freaky deaky Oreo cookie or something.
Perfect family.
Definitely. It's the sheep.
We've got sausage and midgets all waiting in the car just for you. Let's go.
From emotional breakdowns to uncontrollable laughter, these moments proved one thing. No matter how scripted the show is, the people behind the characters are very real. Whether it was out of pain, respect, or just pure comedy, breaking character gave us some of the most unforgettable moments in wrestling history. If you enjoyed this look behind the curtain, drop a like, share your favorite moment in the comments, and make sure to subscribe for more, because sometimes the best moments are the ones they didn't plan.